going on, guys? I am here with the rig walk-around video that I promised about a week and a half ago, and we're finally out. And obviously you can tell with what I'm wearing, the weather is absolutely fantastic. And Julie is over there. Say hi.
Hi.
We were out here taking some photos of her car, the Blue Waffle, and we're taking some video of the Ranger. If you're watching this video, you're interested in Overland builds, or you're interested in outfitting your 2019 plus Ford Ranger for overlanding. So I'm going to walk from front to back, including wheels, suspension, everything that's done to our truck, and kind of go over everything that we've purchased inside and out. We're going to go front to back for every small thing that's in the truck, all the way to the suspension, and obviously the wide body conversion that Automotive Performance Group, APG Off-Road. Follow them at APG Off-Road on Instagram and all their social media channels. So let's go ahead and start the walk around. So let's go ahead and start with the front, and as you can tell, it is a stock hood, bone stock, and we got a little worm on the hood right there. I'm going to leave him there. And we have an AVS low profile hood protector. Now, I will say that some people think that these look really horrible. Some like them. I mean, it just all depends on your taste. I have it more for function than I do form, so that it does protect the hood. This is a big front fascia with a hood. The amount of hood that's actually showing paint, it's real susceptible to rock chips. Anything that has that much paint on the front end, if it gets hit by a rock fast enough, it is going to chip. And then obviously in the front here, we have the APG Off-Road bumper. So this is manufactured in-house by APG Off-Road. They built it to match the wide body system. But before we talk about that, let's continue on. These are just the stock D-ring shackles that came with the bumper itself, and obviously you could tell the stock OEM sensors fit into the bumper, and they don't really require any type of calibration. They just work right out the box. We have a factor 55 link in the front that's connected to a Warn M8000S winch, and then over in the pods here we have Baja Squadron Sports that are seated into where you can put a factory Ford Ranger fog light inside of APG Off-Road's bumper. You see this emblem. This is a stock sport package Ranger grill with a painted Ford emblem by APG Off-Road. If you are interested in getting your Ford emblem done, I will have a link below. And a link to everything that I talk about here in this video to contact them to get what you need. Stock lights for now. Then of course you can tell that there is a wider footprint for this truck. That is because it has been fully converted with the APG Off-Road wide body system, which also coincides with their carbon fiber, all carbon fiber. So this is not just a bolt-on flare. So you can see this is the raw carbon. It's been clear coated, and then you've got the actual, this is carbon fiber as well, all the way to the back. And then you've got the carbon fiber bedside, which also has the carbon fiber flare that's exposed. Now when you purchase the APG Off-Road system, you can choose to have it fully carbon, you can leave it painted, you can unpaint it and just clear coat all the carbon. It is completely up to you as a buyer what you would like to do as far as, I guess, how you want it to look on your truck. So let's go in. A lot of people are probably wondering, well, you know, do they just add a crazy spacer in the front without touching anything on the truck itself? That is not correct. So as you can see, there is a new upper control arm. There's a new lower control arm designed for long travel. They have new tie rods, extended CVs. We have Kings 2.5 adjustable compression, extended travel shocks on the truck, which are shimmed and built by Kings for the APG Ranger. So this is not an OEM King's Ranger setup. It was developed hand in hand by APG and King's Suspension, which is literally across the street from them, for this truck, for the best performance. So it's not just throwing OEM styled parts on the truck just to get it to work. The wheels are Methods. I can't remember the model number, but I'm going to put a name right over here of which Methods they are. They are not an actual bead lock. They are a faux lock. With Milestar Patagonia's 315/70/17s. They have been an excellent tire. I have no complaints at all from the Milestars. They ride nice and quiet. They have gone over everything that we've asked it to go over. Now, I will say the one con to the Milestars is the wet weather traction is not the best. I think it could be a little bit better, but that's a real minor complaint. You know, all you have to do is just drive a little bit slower in the rain. Just don't act too crazy and you'll be fine. Moving on up, we have the Baja Designs Squadron Pros. So I have Squadron Sports in the fog lights. I have Squadron Pros up top. The one real cool thing that I like about the Squadron lights on the truck is that these lenses that you see in front here, they are removable. So you pull these 4 Allen bolts out. It takes the front cover off. It's sealed by a rubber gasket, and you can get different types of lenses. You can get spot lenses, you can get combo lenses, you can get yellow lenses. I have floods up top so that when I turn them on, it shines more out into the woods and lights up, because technically these are ditch lights, but if I had them aiming down towards the ditch, they would really kind of blow out the fender. A lot of light would be lost on this side of the truck. I kind of solved that problem in a different way, but we'll get to that in a second. We have a stock scratched up mirror from Trails. If you're wondering where these decals came from, she made them for me. Message her at Azura 5.0 on Instagram. She will be glad to cut roll calls for you for a little fee. Moving on down, we have the Shrockworks rock sliders. These rock sliders are bolt into frame. They are not bolt into cab. I don't know how all that's going to show up, but they are. You can choose to weld them in, but we have not. And then you can see, if I open this door, shut that off. We have Bushwacker. Forgot the name. I'm going to put a description of what they're called in this video off to the side here. These are Bushwacker kind of like guards for the side, but they go all the way down and they cover the underside. They go underneath or go above the sliders. They give a little bit of extra protection. They apply by 3M. You just clean the surface, apply it. Super easy to install. It's not too bad, but they prevent scratches from the door sill. I guess you can get door sill plates, but honestly I'd rather have a little bit of protection. Also, when you're on trails, I noticed this spot is really hard to clean under the rock slider, and this kind of prevents this part of the truck getting dirty. You just kind of pressure wash it and it cleans itself. Moving on to the inside, we have WeatherTechs, and I think this was the first thing we did to the truck. We literally just bought WeatherTechs. They've been holding up. I have no real complaints about them. They do the job. They're floor mats. We have an N gauge, which technically is for my Mustang, but I have it in here for onboard diagnostics and gauge. Like, it shows me boost level. It shows me intake air temps. I don't know how well that's going to show up. Exhaust, engine coolant temperature, air temperatures, fuel level, intake air temps, volts. Very simple stuff, but stuff that you would want to monitor. while you're out on trails. And then I've got a Duluth Trading Company steering wheel cover that I just added recently. It's got a nice canvas feel to it. I'm going to add links to everything in the description that I talk about here. Moving to the console area, I have a BuiltRight Industries mounting plate along with an Archon cell phone mount with an iBolt tablet holder. So those are the two things that I use in conjunction with these mounts. As you can see, that's how they're bolted in. This mounting bracket that I used is not the stock iBolt mounting bracket. It is a ram mount that kind of slides in with a little, how do I say it? It's like a little metal plate that you screw into. I'll put a picture over here to the left of what that looks like. It makes it a little easier to mount it into the BuiltRight Industries system. And then over here, it's the stock Archon mounting pad with the screws. It's a little harder to install, which I'll eventually move to the ram mount system. But you kind of have a lot of free will to do whatever you want with this setup. That's just how I have mine set up right now. Center console area is kind of where I have my iDrive unit. If you haven't seen my iDrive review, check out that on my channel. And then we have got two flush mount cigarette USB lighters that I use obviously to fast charge all my devices. If I take this out, we have 4 USB ports, fast charge USB ports, and then this that I just took out is a USB light. And I know Julie kind of makes fun of me for having this, but when at night around the console area, I like to have a little bit more light. I have another one on the other side. She took it out, but I don't know where it is. But usually I like to have 2 so that I have some light in the console area during the night to find something. If I drop something, I can find it pretty quick. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for the console area and the front seat. It's not much to talk about. I have some patches up here. And then let's move back to the back seat area. We still have WeatherTex down here. And I have a seat cover for the dogs. And I just kind of leave this in here because I throw a lot of dirty stuff in the back here. Sometimes I'll throw my camera case that I throw on the ground. This has been holding up really well. It's broken in quite nicely. I will have a link to that. The brand is called iBuddy. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description below. And it's been holding up. I really like it, and I have no complaints. This is just like a hook that connects to the seat rest. It's faux carbon fiber, not real. You can put grocery bags, you can put whatever type of attachments you want, just kind of hooks onto the headrest. I got one on the other side. Technically I had 4, but I don't know where the other 2 are. So let's move up top to this rack. We have a CVT 79-inch awning on top of the Princey rack. And then if we go on the other side, you can see we have a Rome, what is this, 83 liter. We have a Rome 83 liter case in OD green, and I have mounted it in here. Let me go ahead and show you guys. Let me open this up. I'm not just going to talk about it. I'll show you what it's like up top here. Close this out. Really, really easy. And I'll show you how I mounted this because there is an option to do a strap, but I chose to use something else. So up here, I have jumper cables. I have like a little machete. I have an axe. I have soft shackles. I have got a kinetic rope. I have a kinetic strap. We have some tent gear, so our tent poles are up here. I have a tire iron. I have jumper cables. So it's stuff that I typically want to have with me most of the time. And then, of course, it has the gas strut system, and it closes fairly easy. Now, a lot of people like to put gun cases on top of their truck, and there's nothing wrong with the gun case. But the one plus that I like about the Rome case on top of the Princey rack is that it stops at a certain point, the gun case flips all the way open to the other side, and sometimes it's kind of a pain to put it back in if you're kind of reaching for other things. It's just kind of a pain to reach all the way back to the other side of the rack to go ahead and close the lid. But this stops at the top, and of course it is sealed really well. It's got a really nice thick rubber gasket. It's got a locking, nice metal latches, and you can put locks in all 3 channels. Then of course we have got the WeBoost. So this is the WeBoost OTR antenna system. If I open the back of the truck here, this cable, for now, the antenna runs down the cab and into the inside of the truck, which runs into this WeBoost control box. It amplifies my cell phone signal. And then I got a cable that runs underneath the seat and under the WeatherTech mat. And here is the antenna. So I have it attached via Velcro, that if someone needs to pull it out of the cab and use it on their phone, they can go ahead and pull this off. But within about 18 to 36 inches, it generates a stronger signal, and it does work. I'm going to do a full review later. But yes, it does work. That is the WeBoost OTR on the road kit. So moving on to the back of the truck, which is kind of the meat and potatoes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch on some of these lights. Remember, I was talking about ditch lights. If you guys look, that is kind of like a ditch light location. That is where these lights come into play. These are very similar to the KC Flex Pods. Someone online sent me a link to these and told me they have a set of real KCs and they are identical. They don't come with a harness, it comes with a hot and ground wire. I fabbed up my own brackets to mount to the RCI rack. I can't really give you a link to the description, but all these parts for the bracket system I got from Home Depot, and they're on there really well, and they are really, really bright lights. It's really hard to kind of tell you guys how bright they are, but they are super bright. You can see their spots. I'm trying to figure a way to diffuse this lens out of the back to get more light coverage, but at night there is a little bit of bleed, so it does brighten up everything really nice and well. Onto the rack, we have an RCI 12-inch universal rack system with a few accessories on it. This is a gun case from Walmart that I just drilled into, and I have some first aid items. I've got sunblock, I've got bug spray, I have got a very handy dandy mosquito net for your head that you just kind of drape over your head if you are out in the wilderness and you want to keep the bugs out of your face. Julie used it at the last camp trip and it worked out really well. I have an emergency light. It has a flashlight, it has a drop light, and there is warning flashers. So what I like this for, before I got the rear chase light, this is magnetic. So it attaches to my rack and it just gives me a little bit more safety if we're stopped on the side of the road, if we're airing up somewhere next to a road. It obviously gives a little bit more signal for people to let them know that, hey, we're here. Or if I'm helping somebody out on the side of the road, I can kind of keep this attached nearby on something. So yeah, this is kind of just like a little emergency kit that we have. And I just keep that in there. Of course, it's all sealed as well. It's good to go on the rack. We have a Rotopax 2-gallon clean water system. For the most part, we use this, I usually fill this up with, I'll buy 2 gallons of clean water from Walmart, and then I'll fill it up in here, rinse it out, keep it clean. And then I have another light in the back here. If we move to the back, we have the chase bar, and this is a, I believe, 36-inch chase bar. Let me put this panel up. It's a 36-inch chase bar. That PowerLab Performance wire. PowerLab Performance did all the wiring on this rack. They did an impeccable job. You can see in here I have some bed lighting to illuminate the bed at night. So I've got lighting in the rack. I've got the chase bar light, and I'll show you guys. There's 6 different strobe modes. Right now, the way it's set up is it can only strobe. So it's on a momentary 3 switch. You could turn that on. So before I had those little stick-on magnetic lights. Now I have this chase light that I can use if we're on the side of the road. Lets people know, hey, we're stopped. The one thing is, if you have a 2019 Ford Ranger and you are wanting to use this light for more than just, if you want to integrate it with your brake lights and your turn signals, you have to use multiple relays. Powerline Performance is doing all the wiring. They have a harness built for this. I don't know if they're going to sell one, but hey, if you guys are interested, if you want to hit them up, they can create a harness for you that will hook up into the stock brake light and tail light system that will allow you to use turn signals. And there's 2 different brightness levels to this, so it will work with your brake system and turn signals. So that's coming down the road maybe later this week. I got to go back into the Power Lab to get that installed. I'm going to do another video follow-up to show you guys how that works. But yes, if you just want it for this, it does work really well, and it mounts really well to the RCI rack system. It's a really clean install. The rack system, it's a universal rack system, but the amount of options that RCI gives you to do these things on the rack is absolutely fantastic. I have no regrets at all picking up the RCI rack. And then, of course, our pride and joy, the thing that allows us to do some glamping and nice overlanding, is the brand new CVT Mount Shasta Summit Overland tent with annex. It is gray. Here is a picture of what it looks like deployed. I know we had planned on opening the awning and all that stuff, but just the interest of time, I'm already at 21 minutes on this video. We decided not to open all that stuff. I'll just show you guys some pictures of it. And then moving on over to the side here, we have a Rotopax 4-gallon fuel tank. It's been holding up really well. We have a Fuel-Pax Rotopax standard mounts. And then if we move underneath of the truck, kind of the final pieces. Oh wait, painted emblem by APG Off-Road as well. Got an Amazon hitch point right here, bolts in to the stock hitch. And then under here, I don't know how much you guys can see, but we have the King shocks underneath, and I have an ARB diff cover, which supposedly adds a tiny bit more capacity, but overall it just kind of adds a little bit more protection for the diff. So I think I covered pretty much everything on the truck right now. Oh wait, no, I did do an add-a-leaf. So we did add a leaf. We did do an add-a-leaf in the rear, and that allows me to hold 750 more pounds in the back without it completely sagging. It rides really stiff. I don't like it, but I'm holding out for the Devers. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything on the truck. And of course, if you're wondering what type of oil I'm using, I have been running Pennzoil Synthetic Platinum 5W30 with either K&N or Motorcraft oil filters since we've had the truck. And we have a JLT 3.0 catch can. And that is it. There are no performance mods. I have a muffler delete with a custom tip from my friend's shop. That is all that's done to the truck. The Princey rack has done absolutely wonderful. I have no complaints about that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this walk around, this small little tour of our rig. Of course, it is, what is today's date? It is the 20th of September. And if we do any major updates to the truck between now and the new year, I'll do another walk around, or I'll do a video of everything. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.